everybody, Glenn here, and today I am unboxing the latest Marvel Collector Core box featuring Spider-Man. This is a box that is kind of out of sorts for the Collector Core in that there's not really a whole lot going on in the Marvel Universe to really make a really cohesive theme. Usually the Collector Core boxes match up with whatever movie's out that month or, what may be coming out very shortly, that kind of thing. Some of the comic events going on at the same time. But there's really not a whole lot going on right now. We just got past the Civil War time. So they've got kind of a one-off box for Spider-Man. It doesn't, really fit in with any of the other Marvel Universe themes going on right now. That being said, I did not avoid spoilers in this box as much as I usually do. So I know a lot of what's in this box already, which is fine. And I also have heard a lot of the comments about this box. So we're going to dig into it. I'm going to give you my thoughts and kind of let you judge for yourself. Okay. Box this month is very tall again. They've been doing some tall boxes because they've been putting some boxes that require, or some items in there that require the more room for them. All right, so we've got the traditional patch and pin. I really like the patch this month. This is one of my favorite patches because number one, it's simple. Number two, it's really, really red. I love that deep red. It's very dark. The color jumps out at you pretty well. So I really like this particular patch. And then the pin is really simple too. Just the Spider-Man logo there. Not a whole lot of creativity, I guess, going in there. But Spider-Man's a pretty classic character that, in my opinion, you don't need to fool around too much with different things to make him interesting. All right. We've got our spoiler card, which on this side is basically an ad for the next Collector Core box, which is Doctor Strange. Very excited about that one. I even like already the box demo there. All right, so the comic. We've got The Amazing Spider-Man. This is number 16. A variant cover with the pop on it as normal. Not bad. Again, I don't like the way they package their comics, but I'm not going to go over that ad nauseum. You guys already know how I feel about that. But cool looking cover, cool looking comic. Number 16, not exactly what I would, call a groundbreaking comic to put a variant cover on, but nonetheless a cool looking one anyway. All right, now the Funko stuff. We'll start with the wearable. We have got a Amazing Spider-Man cap. Now this is from the new line that Pop is putting out. So Pop caps, something like that. It's got, you can see the Marvel and Funko logos in there. It's kind of a gray and blue hat with the Amazing Spider-Man on there. And I like the brim where they have Funko or Marvel and Pop in there too. Now you guys know I dig the caps. Any caps I can get, I love getting caps because number one, you don't get them too often. Number two, I wear caps all the time. You've seen my videos. So I love the fact, I love getting a cap. That being said, here is the problem I have with getting a cap in this particular box. And I think a lot of the issues that other people are going to get. Generally, if you're getting the Collector Core box, you're also getting the Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty and the DC Legion of Collectors. We're Funko collectors. Generally, if we're getting one box, we're getting them all. It's not always that way, but that's generally how it works. Well, we just, in the Smuggler's Bounty box last month, got a C-3PO cap. One of the new Pop caps, which was great. I like the cap. It's really cool. I like this cap, but two in a row, and yeah, I know they're different. One is a Collector Core, one is a Smuggler's Bounty. But to get two caps in a row, is going to rub some people the wrong way. We're looking each month to get some different items. You know, we have the expectation of pop figures, but you know, we love when they throw in Dorbs. We like when they throw in other pop figures, things like that, or other Funko figures. So I can see we're getting a cap 2 months in a row from 2 different boxes. Feels like they're pushing the cap on us. Now, me personally, I dig the caps. I'm going to wear this a lot. I like the other cap as well. I can't get enough caps, right? I am a cap guy. But I can see where that complaint would come from. You know, some of these boxes lately looks like, you know, Funko's trying out new products, seeing how we like them, which is fine too. But I can see where some people would not want 2 caps in a row. Me personally, I like the cap. All right, pop figure. We have got Spider-Man. This is Spider-Man 160, exclusive to the Collector Core. And this is kind of action pose Spider-Man. You see he's jumping and flinging his web there. Nothing on the back, so it's not part of a line or anything. It's just exclusive to the Collector Core. You can see the side there. Let's take him out. Normally I wouldn't take him out for the Collector Core, but I want to point out something to you real quick. Now by itself, I think this, on its own, I think this is a cool pop. Been making pops nowadays that are actiony, and I always like the action pose. They've been doing a lot that come on the stand like this. You know, and inherently not a, I mean, nothing wrong with this pop. The details are really good. Nice looking paint job from what I can see. I'm pulling it out for the first time. He definitely hangs on to the stand a little bit better than some of the earlier ones that they've done. Now here's my issue with this. I think they could have gotten a little more creative with this pop figure. You know, some sort of variant Spider-Man. There aren't that many out. I like the action thing, but you know, they just recently did the action thing with our leaping Deadpool. So kind of similar pop figures. You know, for the budding creatives out there, these will interact well if you want to do something with them. But they just did a leaping Spider-Man, or a leaping Deadpool. Now we've got a leaping Spider-Man. I think they could have done a little bit better with their creativity. Could have come up with some a different kind of variant, something a little bit more with the wow factor. This is a cool enough pop, but it doesn't wow me, and I don't think it really wows anybody. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more creative use for the pop figure, which is the main item in these boxes. Generally, is the pop. So Leaping Spider-Man, good pop, not great, and a little less creative than I would have liked. All right, and then lastly, this is kind of the controversial, not controversial, but the dicey one of the bunch with a lot of the fans is we've got a Spider-Man Fabrication. Now I like the fabrications. I think part of it comes from the fact that part of the hate comes from the fact that we're getting a lot of plushies lately from Funko in their boxes, whether it's the Mopies or now Fabrications. We had the regular plush come out, which I actually like all of the plush lines for plushes, but again, when you do these things over and over again, it gets a little tiresome box to box. I don't mind the Fabrication. Again, it's regular Spider-Man. I think in these boxes we've come to expect a little bit more wow factor with variants, or something that really screams exclusive. Yeah, this is exclusive to the box. There's not another Spider-Man Fabrications, but it's normal Spider-Man. You know, I would have liked to see Miles or Spider-Gwen or a villain of some sort. You know, this box is entirely Spider-Man, no Spider-Man related stuff. I would have liked to seen, you know, some sort of you know, villain presence or something else from the Spider-Verse. I like Spider-Man, obviously, but it's Spider-Man, 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 Spider-Man. Everything is regular red and blue suit Spider-Man, no variant, no kind of, current. Now, we love the classic Spider-Man, but, they're doing a lot of things in the Marvel Universe with Spider-Man, especially within the last few months or so with the Spider-Verse and all things going back to last year. Would have liked to seen a little more of a current take on Spider-Man, because we're talking about fabrications. And a pop, regular, and a hat with regular, and the comic is regular old Spider-Man, patch and pin regular old Spider-Man logos. Not even a whole lot of creativity in these either. I like the classic look, but it seems, this box actually honestly seems a little bit lazy. Not a whole lot of thought was put into the design. So that's kind of where I'm going with this box. Now, I like everything individually about the box. So it's getting a B+ from me. But I find it a little bit boring as far as Spider-Man goes. Nothing wrong with it. I like everything individually, but it doesn't wow me. Usually these boxes wow me with the pop is just incredibly creative and cool, or we're getting some figure that is totally unexpected and totally has that wow factor, which I keep coming back to. So that's it for this box. Good box, B+. It's not something that I would unsubscribe about. I know some people say, well, I'm glad I didn't get the box this month. I'm glad I got the box just for the sake of the collectible part of it, even though the collectibles themselves, I think there's not a whole lot of creativity there, but it's not something I'm going to unsubscribe over. So that's it, B+ box. Hope you enjoyed my little take on the Spider-Man box, and I've got some other videos coming up this week, including the promised Funko. We're going to start with the GameStop Comic-Con exclusive pops. I've got a ton of those, so we're going to do that one first, maybe even in 2 parts. We've got so many to do, and then we'll go from there, along with some other unusual boxes coming up that we haven't gotten before. So I'm excited to share those with you. Other than that, we will talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.